Welcome back to the best podcast in the world. We should be way bigger than we are. We're not. It is probably your guys' fault, honestly, for not really sharing us enough. Like, you guys have friends. You share your friends share your friends.
Right.
It's a whole networking thing.
If you don't, I will kill myself.
We have 5 Patreons already, and between them, they've garnered even less than, like, a year.
Less than $5.
Dishes.
Like,
it's crazy.
The only reason why I did this was for fame, recognition, and money. Nothing else. No passion.
Right.
And it's not working for me.
I don't even like you two.
I don't even know why I'm here, and this is my house.
I fucking pull up, come out with my shades, my fucking leather jacket, like, alright, get this over with.
Park in the handicap spot.
Yeah.
We love everybody. We're so glad
And
everyone's
then, and then before we turn it on, we all get in a circle, hold hands, like, okay, good people. We're good people. That's funny.
This is going in a direction that I did not anticipate.
I was on Reddit recently, and the guy was talking about, because it's called Our Advice, and he was asking what he would do, because he was with his mentally handicapped brother, and he went downstairs for 5 seconds because he was watching him, and his brother's like 22, and he came back upstairs, and the door wasn't locked, and he could hear screaming. So he went back up outside,
Is this gonna like
took the ladder, climbed the window, and he saw his brother eating his pet gerbil alive.
Oh.
I don't want to hear about that. Oh my god!
Is there a conclusion, or is that the conclusion?
Where's the punchline, bro? Come on.
He's going to a home and probably never be the same again.
Jesus.
But why did you bring this up?
Oh, we need to pick me up.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I was doing a bit, right?
Yeah.
Like a sad bit. I love all our fans, but do you hate them?
Kind of. Well, my girlfriend was doing it, and I hate her. So that's like half of our demographic.
Ouch.
We get like what?
Let me pull up this list.
You have a list of what?
Dude, I have a list of shit that I wanted to
Oh, I thought he was pulling up a list of subscribers.
No. I have that written on my hand at all times.
That's down my arm.
When I'm feeling like in times of trouble, I look at it, and they all fit on one hand. So it's always...
I put one on each finger. Mom, Dad, me, Tyler, Daren.
I'm not subscribed.
Really?
No, I'm not.
Are you flying up subscribe? I mean, well, that's good, because that means that's one less... Wait. That means if we look at the number of subscribers, that
one
means
less
one...
fodder
Exactly.
subscriber.
Thank you. That was the exact word I was
Yeah, it's
looking
probably just
for.
one of our friends that like saw it on Facebook and subscribed and never actually listened to anything. I'll take it.
I want to talk about something that Harry saw last night when he was watching TV. He was showing me a trailer, and he was like, "Dude, you have to watch this trailer." And he like starts playing it. I was like, "Dude, this is the new Mission Impossible movie." I was like, "Yeah, it's like Tom Cruise, whatever." He's like, "No, like, did you hear what he did? He fucking did a roof
Oh
jump
yeah, his
stunt.
ankle.
Yeah, he broke like 10 of his toes.
Oh, yeah.
He does all of his own stunts.
Yeah,
He
he's
does all
crazy.
his own stunts. So as a result, it's been delayed for like months. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I heard about this like months ago. Like, it's been in production." He's like, "No, like everything got halted." I guess.
Yeah,
And the
It's
worst
just
part
like,
is, now that his ankle is like that, he can't chase when his wife tries to run away from the house, he can't chase after her, and that's awful.
Tyler,
He probably had to get at least 5 more
Tyler?
Scientologist guards outside of his house.
But yeah,
Take a
Mission
deep breath and count to 3.
Did you ever join Scientology?
Would I ever join Scientology?
You were out in LA,
I was out in... I wasn't that close to LA.
but you were out in California.
I was out in California. Scientologists didn't really live up where I live for the most part.
Because I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And
You're like, pretty much everything he says is gospel. It's pretty good.
yeah, like he had a whole thing with Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about how the man in the moon, like the moon landing was fake and shit like that.
Right.
But
What do you think directed the moon landing?
Kubrick, everyone knows that. Stanley Kubrick. That's
Kubrick
it. Look up on the
directed
internet and look it up.
People think Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing?
Yes.
Oh, that's
and they think
awesome.
that he put. And you think
Okay. What do you think would happen if, like, try to imagine the moon landing if directed by a different director, like J.J. Abrams? Like, there's a whole bunch of bloom.
No. Neil Armstrong lands on the moon. Walks over his typewriter, all moon and no plane, makes Armstrong a sad boy.
Makes him a sad boy.
Did Kubrick do this? No, they're just big fans.
Armstrong comes out of the spaceship and it cuts directly to his feet for a feet shot, and then Quentin Tarantino shows up.
Yeah, and then
Directed by Quentin Tarantino.
you see him on the moon, and like for space music, there's just an old western, like, and then a guy comes, looks over, 30-minute conversation, gets shooting the neck and blood just like spilling everywhere on the moon.
Or rather,
And it floats into space.
it's just an entire, like, it's a shot of the moon from different angles, and then in the end it just zooms in, and there's no dialogue, and it's directed by M. Night Shyamalan. They're like, but there was no twist, and he's like, oh, there was.
Oh, no.
It was.
Look for it.
Exactly, and then you look for it later, and you see Thanos and the moon.
I was gonna say for M. Night Shyamalan, it's like taking a whole bunch of different, and then it zooms in, and then it's like just Earth. And it's like, what?
Welcome to Twilight Zone. The scary door.
For real, though, if you had like an unimaginable amount of money, like, just unimaginable. What would be the first thing you've always wanted to buy that you would buy?
Fleshlight next.
Like, you mean like those fucking Japanese like $800 things that go beep 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 to the exact video?
That's the auto blow.
I'm talking engineer something for me.
Oh,
probably not that.
Like, how much are we talking? Unrealistic amount of money? Like, I get whatever.
No, I would say like 20 mil.
20 mil.
Oh, okay, never mind. I mean, that's a really good amount of money.
Yeah,
like, that's not an unimaginable amount of money.
First thing I'd do is
$1 billion.
No, first thing I'd do is get a house because that's. You buy a house straight up. That is selling. You can sell a house. It's fucking. I thought you enjoyed living with your parents at 20.
Gee, color me surprised.
No, I'm just saying. I saved my. You guys are.
No, I know what you're saying.
I beat you, so
right.
I'm 23.
I know what you're saying, but you would have unimaginable money.
I beat him as I stayed with my parents longer.
With his fist,
I was like, I'm not making fun of him. I'm saying I'm worse.
His fist connecting with my face.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm fairly certain I left first, but.
No, you did leave first.
It is a contest.
First. Yeah, I judge my worth off what you guys do.
I think
Derek's gone the farthest.
I just took a personality test. Like, speaking of judging yourself.
Extremely accurate, by the way.
Oh my god, like, it was really scary, and like, I'm sure a lot of the things are overgeneralized, but we should talk about that later.
But okay, I was going to ask you this when you first said it, just so I don't forget. Did it make you feel like you were worthless? Because of random. No, I'm sorry.
What's the time? What's the time on the clock? I gotta see. It's been 7 minutes. And
we talked about like 8 things in 5 minutes.
Give yourself a little round of applause.
I take my pill today too, and I'm just like, I'm banging them out.
No. But please, what were you saying? Because
when you took a random test online and it judged exactly who you are, did you feel like you weren't special because the test could see who you were? So it's not the first time someone's been like that.
No.
See, I was super excited because it told me that I was Goku.
That was the wrong test. You took a different test.
Hold on.
Yeah, I was a cucumber. That's what vegetable I was.
I was Larry the Cucumber. You were Larry the Cucumber? I was fucking Vegeta. You suck.
Wow. No, because I mean, Larry the Cucumber also has that alternate personality. I don't know.
Larry Boy.
Well,
Daren, it's Larry Boy.
I'm sorry.
And you would know if you like watched and were a fan. And
wow, fake fan.
He's like Goku, where friendship can overcome anything. The power of Christ can overcome any enemy in VeggieTales.
Except... No, I lost the name of it.
Except time, we just rots because it's a vegetable.
Yeah, that's... Alright. Back to the task at hand, right?
Like what were you asking? Vegetables because we rot away.
You have to tell me right now what you were asking me before.
Before, like,
the money situation?
The personality thing.
Oh.
No, it did not make me feel like I wasn't special.
Your parents do that.
My parents do that well enough already. At one point, I took a horoscope. Like, I did tarot cards with my ex-girlfriend, and we were like, it's fucking spooky. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that's the most general shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
that applies.
Or possibly tomorrow, you will take a shit. What the fuck?
So people believe that, and that's fine. And, like, I'm not trying to throw shade, because she believed it too.
Everyone's gotta believe in something.
Everyone's gonna believe in something. But this is like, it's an unbelievably accurate diagnostic online. It's the Myers-Briggs test.
I was gonna say.
But no, it's like a modified version of that in a way. So Ryan took it, and he's like, hey, take this. And I'll have you put the link in the description so people can take it. But he was like, take this and let me know. And I took it and sent it back. He's like, yep, polar opposite. That's what I thought. I was like, exactly. But it was so it's similar in those like 4 letters where it categorizes
the
INFTB.
Well, that's kind of true though, because every girl I've like ever dated has never been anything like me whatsoever.
I don't know a lot of girls like you, I always so that's kind of a.
Well, that's a compliment.
I know.
But didn't you say? No, you said California. There's no one like me in California, right?
That's not necessarily true.
But
What we were
I bet
talking-
the more
Where he
south,
lives.
I bet the more south you went, the more people you'd see that's like me.
Yeah, probably.
Because I feel like because my personality would not fit in middle of America, kind of like. I'd probably get burned at the stake.
Oh my god! Can you imagine Tyler living in like Minnesota?
Kansas.
They call the town meeting without him. Like
Yeah.
this guy doesn't stop talking to us. Okay, like this is a serious problem.
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't feel not special. I felt that it was really insane that like you can take a global demographic at the very most and like condense it into all this information that you can then use to like bounce off of people, interview them, and like tell them how they really are. And it's like a lot of it's general, but it's also really eye-opening to kind of see that on paper. And they have like, of course, a romantic relationship section. They detail all your
Boy, that
entire
must
thing.
have been fun.
Yeah, it was more or less like this like manifesto expressing like all of my proclivities to my ex-girlfriends, but so it was really accurate.
Did they say that how like this is not? I commend Derek for this, but when he gets a girlfriend, he's like all in. Like it's either, if he's dating
That's what it
you,
says.
that's all you are, and that's it. There's nothing else. Like if you're dating this person, that could be the one you're dating for the rest of your life, and you're gonna when you think of her like that, you're going for
Right,
it.
and I could show you the results, and it would say those same things that you said, because you can see it in me. If you answer honestly in this thing, it like shows you some pretty accurate results, and it's really cool. And it's like you're really good at this in a relationship, and I was like, oh wow, I am. I do remember really being really good at that, and it's like. You fuck it up these ways.
And
And
you're
I
like,
fucked it up all those ways! Oh no! How could I be so naive? But it's really cool, and you should take it. I want to see the results.
What was one of the fuck ups? Do you remember?
It was like... you know,
Paying attention too hard.
yeah, like, not... And not like they... Clinginess is like the overarching, like, sinister term. But it's like having problems with like space because like I always want people to be up in my grill for the most part, like because that's how I am.
That's why you like me.
That's why I like you, because you literally never leave me alone. So I fucking love that, and you know, to that extent, over exaggerating your position in somebody else's life. Like I do that with my friends a lot of the time too. I often wonder about what they're thinking because I put myself through my eyes. I'm really important in their life, and that may or may not be true.
That's how you should see it, though, because if you think that, it eventually happens.
That's a good point, but it's not necessarily like that. It's more that like I think that what I say or do or how I exist affects them more than it really does. And like I send a text and I'm second guessing myself, like fuck, that was the stupidest thing I've ever said, and like. And that doesn't help.
Natural human.
No,
it's
the
not.
opposite.
You would be amazed that there
even-
are people that don't do that.
I've
dude.
never once thought that, and I don't even check if I spell words right when I just type things
no,
out and
that's
set
still-
them
well,
without
not
even
spelling
thinking twice
words
about
right,
what I
that-
say or what I do. I just send them out and see what happens.
Exactly.
I was gonna say not spelling words right. That's nothing.
No, I'm talking about I type my messages so fast in my head and I send it out without even thinking if what people are gonna think. I just go bam, 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 and it's just out there.
Right. So to that extent, like. I kind of changed my rhythm up, and I'm like, I texted this like girl on Tinder or something, and I sent the cringiest, fucking most loser thing ever that I thought was funny at the time. Mm-hmm. Stupidest thing I've ever sent, and I was like,
Nice.
I was like, this is you're an idiot. And then she responded, and then we started hanging out, and like she was so nice, and like I like super liked her.
And
she
then
was a lot of fun.
Then on the second date, she brought it up.
She was like, "Hey, you know that self that
You
self
hate yourself for that. Yeah, I do.
I do. I'm
Hey,
leaving now."
hey, you remember that opening line that you gave me? Yeah, it was fucking
Right.
stupid.
I
Pours
actually-
the drink on top of you,
So-
leaves.
I went on a date to tell you fucking
Yeah,
how
it's a
much of a
long
loser you are.
I'm paying this amount of money just to let you know face to face how awful that pickup line was. No, but I'm just saying, like, try not to get second guess yourself. Like, just say shit if you want to say shit. Like, I mean, think before you say it, but don't overthink it after you say it. Be confident in what you say.
I'm like, well, when I was on Tinder, and I'm not, I have confidence, but I wouldn't say I'm super cocky with how I think, even though sometimes I can be. But how I saw it as, I'm happy with myself. If a girl would stop talking to me, I wouldn't look at it as what's wrong with me. I would say they missed out on having a really fun time with me, and that's how I see it.
Catch that ring, it's coming for you. Oh, okay.
Well, that's how I saw it, though. I go, they missed out. They were
Right.
a lot of fun. That's exactly how I don't see them as,
Totally
I'm fucked up. What did I do wrong? I go, that's their problem.
See?
And then I go on to the next one.
See, and that's like totally opposite thing because maybe I imagine you're.
No, kind of in between you two.
Me too.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm like, oh.
But for
right.
me, a lot of it, it's like, that was fucking stupid. Like, better luck next time, you dumb ass.
You dumb.
Stupid idiot head. Is how it goes.
Slams head against wall.
I think it's because I got it so painfully out of myself. Freshman, middle school, like 7th grade through sophomore year, I was the most awkward fucking dude in the world who could not talk to girls. And I would hang out with a girl and I wouldn't say a word. And then she'd leave and I'd be talking stuff like, dude, you really fucking bombed. You didn't say a word to her.
And you're like, what do you mean? She was totally comfortable with me.
She's like, yeah, you didn't say a word to her. Yeah, you weren't there. And I'm
Sorry,
like, oh, yeah. And I was just so painfully awkward all the time.
I know.
I got it all out of me.
Then you grow up and then you go other places and you meet other people from other places.
And you realize most things doesn't really matter that much.
Not really. No, just kind of like do you and be nice to people, and usually it works out in the end.
Yeah, but I try to be like, I think I'm realistic to like a painful degree where I'm like, a lot of the times just coincidence. If shit happens, shit happens. But I do believe how you can set yourself up for failure all the time. Like I think there's people that think they're a failure, so what they do, if things are going well for them, they'll fail because they think that's what they deserve.
Right.
So they just do it over and over. So people that are always getting kicked down, they're doing it to themselves.
Yeah, it's a state of mind.
Except like a fucking 5-year-old that gets like fucking abducted and killed or something. That's like.
But that's life, you know.
No, I know. I see it as wrong place, wrong time. That sucks.
Right.
Oh. All right.
I thought you were keep going.
I'm done with it. Yeah, I feel like I'm too much of a realist when it comes to that.
I mean, and if I can like, I don't know if I've like kind of shared this philosophy that I've been thinking about recently, but along a similar vein, setting yourself up for like failure and like it's not about not planning ahead. It's about like thinking about what you're doing and like how happy are you doing that, and how not even how successful are you doing that, but how content are you with doing what you're doing. So I've thought a lot about FOMO, fear of missing out.
I was like, what?
Yeah, fear of missing out. Like, I could be doing this. I could be over here with this other group of people. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to let you know. When you said FOMO, I did not even think of that.
What do you think
My
FOMO
brain
stands for?
went to Fallout Mod Organizer. And I was like...
Do you guys stop playing video games so much?
You gotta stop, dude. You gotta stop.
No, I was like... for a second, I was like... What?
So I've been doing a lot of thinking.
I'm surprised you don't like see stats in the top left corner of your eye view when you're fucking walking around.
You don't?
I've always wondered, what level am I and what does my username say, dude? Like, I need to know.
I want to know.
What was I talking about? Fear of missing out.
Yes.
So you have a lot of thoughts, like I could be doing this with this other person or this other group of people, or I wish I wasn't here. Mm-hmm. And, not I wish I wasn't here. I wish I could be doing this. If you want to think about it like that, then there is a nigh infinite amount of things that you could be doing right now. And is there any one person on this earth who can do any of those things? All of those things? No, there's not. So
Jesus.
Yeah, but there's always going to be people like
Jesus can do all things, Dan, but just try not to like use his name and on the show. I
Can you get off our Christian podcast?
Yeah, I'm not really cool with it. Okay.
Oh, I thought this was a Scientology podcast.
But also censor this swear word. Fuck. So if there,
cut that out and put it over there.
So you can't do everything. So what that must mean to me is that what you're doing right now, as long as you're content with it, as long as your friends and family think you're safe, and as long as you see yourself doing okay in the next year, then you must be doing the right thing. And there must be like some series of events that led you to where you are now for a reason, and you should be doing the right thing. And what you want to do next?
I do believe that every time I try to stray away from doing something in education my whole life, something would happen where I get sent back to doing education again.
Right.
Like you know how hard it is hard to get a job. It's very hard to get a job. Mm-hmm. I sent out.
Daren's like.
I sent out 5 applications. I sent out 5 applications to 5 schools. Mm-hmm. Had an interview with the first one I sent out.
Never heard that.
No, I didn't. No. It wasn't a good fit. The interview felt wrong, so I and then the second one, and when the best interview I ever had, they called me. They called me 2 hours when I got home. When I got back to my work, they called me right when I got back. It was an hour later, and I got the job.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'll do this job for like $10, and they're like, we'll give you $15.68 starting. I'm like, is that okay? Yeah. I was going like,
you did play cool. You're like, oh wow. like you're rubbing your nails. Oh, fucking
No.
17
No,
it was more.
okay.
We'll give you 1562. Yep.
No. How much? 1572.
Yeah, that's what I started out.
1572. Hold on 1 second. Mute.
It's really far away, like, dude. Yeah, that sounds awesome. For the opportunity.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I'm doing what I have a job that I love. I still love, and I'm getting paid better. And and it's $1 raise every single year, and I'm going to school for it, and I need 4 more classes to get my associates, then my bachelor's. I'm like, I feel like once you get on a course that you're supposed to be at and you enjoy, things are so much easier once you know that that's what you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, life's fucking miserable.
It's pretty. It's not great, you know.
I'm just saying. I feel like if you don't have a passion for what you're doing, going to work every day is a fucking chore, and if you're not happy with your work, the rest of your life blows.
Because you know what you're doing for the rest of your life?
You're working. Yeah, that's life.
And all those steps that you took before, like, to get to your path, those are still the right things to do. Because you did, like, the wrong things in order to realize that there were the wrong things.
Exactly.
So it was the right thing. It's a double negative. 2 lefts make 3 lefts make a right.
And my wrong thing was working the best job of my life for 2 years.
Right. And, oh, God, this is, like, so wild to, like, think about because of, like, how, like, privileged we are to be able to do anything we want in our lives.
Yeah, but who gets the fucking opportunity to have the job that we had for that long? That job doesn't exist. No one. That's like 1% of our fucking world gets a job like that.
Yeah, because usually it's like, I would love to work at like a game shop or something.
Yeah,
and you apply.
And then I didn't apply. I didn't apply. I bought a hunting game for $2 on PS2. You want to work here?
No time. But it goes on. You're like, I would love there, and you would apply. But everybody who wants that job already has that job. So you're not going to get in.
Well, but working at GameStop.
No. I didn't say GameStop. I said Game Shop.
Oh, okay.
Game Shop.
Like our job.
It wasn't even a game shop. It was whatever you want this to be, you can do it.
I know, dude. It was our fucking like sandbox that we got paid for, and like you ruined it. But like, it was so good for such a long time.
I shouldn't have told him to close down the shop, but
I shouldn't have put that little earworm in his ear. My bad.
Should we close down the shop? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there
no,
it is.
He's looking at his phone. Hey, Tyler, should we close down the shop? No, close it down.
No. Because I remember what did I do? I hid my Xbox and I was playing the TV, so I'd come out and just go boop, and then it was like hidden, and so you could never see the TV or anything.
Really?
Like that. Yeah.
Dude, do you remember that one time that somebody put in a bad review because I don't know if you were there.
You were playing Dark Souls.
I was playing Dark Souls and I ignored a customer.
Hey, can you help me? No, I can't pause it.
I mean, I didn't say that rudely, but I did say something to that effect. I was like, I really want to.
But this video game is more important than what I get actually paid to do.
Well, and so it was kind of like, it threw me off because there were so many people that came in and did the opposite. I would be playing the game, and I was like, oh, I'll be right there, and like set down my controller.
Like, no,
dude, you're gonna die. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, you're right. If you want to check this out, like I'm using the fucking greatsword here. And so I've like had so many people like that, and I was like, yeah, it's like 1 second, and they're like, I'm a customer, I gotta go. I was like, okay, so we can but whatever. Can I tell you a funny story of something I did earlier?
Yep.
I found Bean out in the compost, and I was really pissed off. So I was like, I scolded her a little bit and told her to get inside. Mm-hmm. And then she came in and went right to the garbage can. So I was fucking furious, and then I hit the vape, and I started yelling at her while I had a...
God damn it, Bean!
No, it was different. It was more... Wait, let me see if I can do it. I was like angry, but was coughing with a mouthful of vape, so I was like... Bean, guys, get the fuck It pretty much did that, and I was screaming at her, and she was wagging her tail because I didn't sound angry enough.
she's like, you don't scare me.
I didn't sound. She thought I was praising her, so she was like,
boy.
Yeah, she was like walking away with her tail wagging.
Oh, who's a cute little idiot you are.
That's how I talk to my dog. She doesn't know the difference because she's a cute little idiot.
Or she's just so used to getting scolded by Harry that it means nothing anymore.
Yeah, Harry doesn't really scold. Well, I don't know.
No,
we don't really scold the dog. It's just like, please get the fuck off my bed. Like,
Harry,
for the last time.
Your dad, by the way. He is way more bark than bite.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. Like,
he'll never follow through with it. He'll be mad at you, but he's still going to be a dad and help you any way he can. He will never hold things away from you.
I would imagine any good father would.
Can we not talk about my dad right now?
yeah. Really be careful.
My dad always owes me money.
It's a really good a good analogy is like he's not like a burning like wood fire. He's like paper around the wood. You light the paper, it goes and then there's like still fire in it.
speaking of parents, I got a candy story that just happened yesterday.
Okay.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Her birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Candy.
She was born, not going to be surprised, she was born on Friday the 13th.
That does not surprise me.
Not at all. And yesterday was her birthday.
Did she get that, the upside down cross taken off her forehead?
No, still there.
Okay, never mind. I didn't know if we were going to talk about it.
Did she finally put the hockey mask away?
I delivered her flowers, and I got it purple because my dead aunt's favorite color was purple. So I got her all purple flowers saying, like, happy birthday from me and Carrie. And I sent it to her.
I don't know
no,
what else
you do. I sent it, and then I called her because she didn't get them, and she got them this morning, and she was like, I don't like flowers.
No! Candy!
She was like,
no!
She's like, how much you spend on these? I'm like, $50. She's like, you could do so many better gifts with $50.
No!
She's like, you could just come fucking visit me, And like, Bruce, he asked me where my job was. I said, don't send me fucking flowers, Bruce. I don't want them. Like, so you send me flowers? I'm like, sorry, I sent you flowers, Mom. And then my dad asked me for Christmas. He's like, okay, bud, you have $300 limit for Christmas. I go, cool. So I send him things, and he goes, dude, I can't. The 300 thing? No. I'm like, Dad, what I sent you is I said I only want these two things and $150 for both. I'm like, yeah, but I just spent $400 on my truck. I'm like, don't tell me I have a limit when the limit's not even fucking half of what you said. And plus, Dad, you still owe me $50. So
actually, if you have anything you want to say to your dad right now, just say it right here, and we'll turn into a clip and send it to him.
You're a great friend.
Just make that sound good.
Okay. He's just not a good dad, per se.
Also, Daren's been doing all the editing recently because
Derek's been so busy with his job.
I've been busy with music.
I'm just kidding.
Actually,
I'm just fucking with you.
I've been really
I thought you said
busy.
I was busy with my job, and I was like, what?
No, but it would have been rude either way, now wouldn't it? yeah. No, it might have been rude.
It's like, what?
But Daren's been doing all the editing, so now I can just tell him to do shit like in any other podcast.
Yeah, there you go. You can tell me to do it, and I won't.
I fucking will not. I asked Howard to get beer earlier, and he said, I will not. Still can't get over that.
Well,
still reeling.
I didn't feel like buying beer, because I didn't want to spend money on beer.
For your friend that... Well, that's not.
And then I asked my friend. Then I
picked
picked up my friend to buy beer last time, and he bought a 6-pack of beer. I do not like. I didn't have one.
Right. No, but it's it's just.
So I'm.
It's just about the.
And then the last time I bought a 12 pack for him. So I'm still 1 beer to 0 beer in the standings.
Right. I didn't know we were at the point where it's like 1-for-1 ratio. Like
absolutely. It should be 2-for-1 because of the 12 pack.
Can you imagine living like that? Do you imagine living like that?
An equivalent exchange program?
Nothing comes from nothing. Yeah. And you have to
welcome to the real world, dude.
But in a personal relationship, how do you start that? Like what's the jumping off point?
It's like I bought you lunch.
I just told.
Now you're in debt. Good job.
Yeah.
With that person, your roommate for the rest of your life. You're in debt.
I told. You hear stories about my family and you don't realize why I'm fucked up.
I know. You're like...
Nothing is free in my family.
You're like, hilarious candy story the other day. She told me my gift to her was really bad. I'm like,
beer?
That is funny.
Give me a beer. You can go fuck yourself.
Fuck right off.
If you go to Smash tonight, I'll get you beer, though.
Oh, right.
If you don't, though, I'll not give you shit.
I can get my own beer.
I was
Derek's a 12-year-old, by the way.
Please don't buy me beer. If any of you hear this, report it immediately. He bought beer for a minor vape session.
I'm not doing the Andy Milanakis sketch.
The what?
Andy Milanakis? Anyone ever watched that in 6th grade?
Yeah. No.
It's my show. I'm Andy Milanakis. No.
Where do I know the name from? I think I know it because
he does a bunch of shit with YouTubers too.
Andy Milanakis. Oh no! You know what I know it from? That meat recall video. Christ, oh shit, buddy! I'm up here in East Millinocket.
Oh,
that's what I know.
So, but he was.
Anyhow, please go.
He was this guy with a TV show, and it was way back, Fun and Junk web.com.
Funny Junk.
Yeah, kind of shit.
Love Funny Junk.
And he was a 28-year-old who had a TV show who looked like he was maybe 14 at most. He looks like a 14-year-old. So he put on a Boy Scout outfit, and it was outside the liquor store, and it was asking people to buy him booze. He got so many people to buy him booze in a Boy Scout outfit. And he looks like he's 14 years old.
I feel so bad because I just looked at my group chat for the entirety of the thing you just said, and I didn't hear a word of it.
He looks 14, he's actually 28.
That's awesome.
Put on a Boy Scout outfit.
No, I threw it over there so I wouldn't look at it.
Oh, yeah, I don't give a shit though if you look at it or not.
Yeah, but I'll get distracted by it.
But
Tyler, I took a
you're still looking at him.
That time I was checking the time.
So what did the personality say like your biggest flaw is?
Oh, that was so close. What?
What did the personality test say was your biggest flaw?
My cheekbones.
Well, that's been nice, folks.
That's been it. All right, good night. It's not really. I don't know if it's about having a biggest flaw, other than just like, if you would like to consider being emotionally driven as opposed to logically driven a flaw, then you may.
I'm absolutely logically driven.
I know you are.
Like
I think I used to think I was, and I used to think that I was, cold, calculated, like needed to. I mean, yeah, I make the decision when it needs to be made, but I'm like, for the most part, I'm emotionally driven, and a lot of the decisions I make are based on like what it said is intuition and my own experience, and like whatever I feel at the time.
I think my biggest flaw also can kind of gets taken down by my biggest like positive is like I'm friendly and funny.
Friends with literally everybody.
But my flaw is I'm a huge dick.
Right.
But I'm funny when I do it. So it's just Tyler. Like
right.
There's a video yesterday of like Frank and Sydney got a dog and Tyler and Sky got a cat and Maggie's like, can we get a bird? I'm like, yeah, I need another bird. I hear your voice every day. I need to hear a bird's voice too. Like, Tyler, do the dishes as a bird. I'm fucking good, Maggie. And I walked out the door to go to the bathroom. I looked like I'm like, if that wasn't funny, I'd be the biggest fucking asshole ever.
So goddamn funny when you said it to me. And like Maggie's like laughing because she knows it's like funny, right?
But they know what she expects. But that's just a dick thing to say. She wants another animal. I go, we're not getting another animal.
No, yeah.
Well, a bird in that small place? No.
Maggie doesn't go off logic or reality.
Maggie plugged she plugged a. If you're listening to this, Maggie, I didn't say anything at the time because Tyler was being really mean about it.
I was being mean about it.
But wow, but just don't do that. She plugged a TV, a toaster, a coffee maker into a skillet into an extension cord into the wall.
And the extension cord plugs into the wall and it goes and it splits into two extension cords, all plugged in max. Into one plug-in.
So I was making him breakfast the other day, and everything's like, no.
The breaker switched.
Yeah, the breaker blew.
Good job.
So Tyler had to like put on his big boy pants and figure out how electricity works.
And Maggie was on the phone, and she said one thing, and Dex looked and said, I know what you're thinking. Don't say it. I'm like, I immediately say it, and he's like, oh, just stop talking.
That literally happened. Like that's like something that happens in a TV show. I know what he's about to say, and Maggie's like, well, I didn't know, and as soon as I said, don't do it. And he's like,
what reality do you live in when you think that wouldn't happen, Maggie? And I was like, I just thought, I know what you're thinking is wrong.
Yeah, but it was fucking wrong.
And then Tyler hangs up the phone and starts to flip all the breakers off and on again.
Just like Britney.
I saw the one that was actually switched. I went, okay, click. I didn't go, click.
Here's the thing, because I told you that story, right?
No.
Yeah, you told me.
I told Daren.
I did not hear
you.
Wait, yes, because you're playing video games. You show him everything.
Yes.
Back up. What a fucking asshole.
I cannot believe that. Brittany, if you're listening to this podcast, that was so...
I don't think Derek's over...
I keep, shouting out to people, and, this is the only time I'm like, I actually don't like that. It pissed me off.
I don't think you're still over living with Brittany yet. I think you're still, it goes in your head. Like, do you ever just sit in bed and, Brittany, something Brittany did, you're like, fuck her. And then you just go on with your day again?
So... Living with Brittany was at first it was living with, because I live with Brittany and Amelia, and living with girls was holy shit, I'm in college living with girls, this is fucking
Don't fuck no.
Yeah. Alright. Let me get that out of the way. They're not to be touched with a 10-foot pole. Both of them are beautiful, lovely women, and I love both of them.
He loves one of them.
I love one of them more. I love one of them a lot more than the other. But none of them are to be ever touched. At any rate, living with girls was cool. And then I told you, did I tell you about when I was sick later on in senior year? I made myself some ramen. I was pissing out my ass, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean by that euphemism. It's funny because it's not a euphemism. Anyhow. So I was sick, and I washed my dish poorly, and I put it away. I didn't wash it all the way, and there was some stuck on the bottom. So instead of like saying, "Hey, like do your dish better next time," she wrote me a note and said, "It is really, really rude and disrespectful to me and Amelia.
She's gonna be the worst mom ever.
That you didn't wash your dish with." Soap and friction, and she underlined those and capitalized them, and then put the dirty dish with a note underneath it. That blew me away as one of the most unacceptable things, like social things that anybody's ever done to me.
Why couldn't she just act like she used it and then just put it back in the sink? Wouldn't that be like the best way possible?
That would be the easiest way possible, but
like, oh, it's in the sink, someone must use it again. Then you wash it, and then it's fine.
It would be really, really, really easy, but or even better, I'll own up to my mistake of not washing it all the way because I'm seeing 3 things at once because I'm sick as fuck, and just be like, wash your dish.
Or just give your fucking break.
Or give me a goddamn break once in a while. Not bad. Let's not talk about shitty roommates. Let's talk about something cool.
But what was that other thing? Because there was a big thing you're pissed off at because you had to bring trash to like the dumpster or something like that, and she did something. Didn't you empty out all the trash? Oh. And then you leave, and then she just emptied her whole fucking bedroom back in the trash or something like that?
It was, right. She told my job is a trash. My job is a trash and recycling. I was reasonably good at it.
You're the trash man.
I'm the trash man. If I'm being strictly honest, I was reasonably good at it. And at one point, I didn't take out the trash. So what she elected to do, instead of like stop me in my tracks and say, "Before you do what you're doing, take out the trash," she pulled the full. Or the almost full.
Just trash.
Dude, she put it on the floor, and it leaked trash, garbage, shit juice sauce all over the floor.
Please tell me you had to clean it up herself.
I cleaned it up because I was the one who didn't take out the trash.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
She beat you down.
She beat me down.
I can't see Daren.
I let her walk all over me, bro. No, but for real, I was really easy to live with in the sense that I was like, okay, I guess I'll just do it because that makes everybody get along.
I think Alden was the easiest because he just wasn't there.
Because he didn't live there? It's amazing.
Just wasn't there, so it was super easy.
Me and Derek had a joke when, like, it's Friday. In the afternoon, Eldon comes in, grabs the stuff, he leaves. And then
for the weekend.
Who comes through the door? Weekend Eldon comes through the door. Woo! Weekend Eldon's here! Because I always slept in his bed.
Oh, you're Eldon.
Yeah, no,
that was the joke that he was Eldon.
I was there every single weekend. So, Eldon leaves. You wake up, there's a new Eldon in the bed. What's going on?
It was actually wild, though, how, like...
Works out that you're both tall and blonde.
When me and Maggie first broke up, I went to UNH 9 weekends in a row.
9 weekends in a row?
Absurd.
I think we got hammered every time.
Every time.
Or really, really big. Sorry, I didn't mean...
Mostly
I hate blowing on your face. I'm
so
sorry.
Sometimes both.
Often very much both.
Oh, good times.
I think I went half as many times just up to UNH in general.
I know. I like... Because that's kind of the thing, and we've, like, talked about this, too. Like, your social dynamic is not, like, go out to the bar and get wasted and dance and party. It's not like that.
Nope.
So, like, it's tough to, like... And for me, what I do is, like, when I make plans with everybody else, like, and by that I mean, like, the group who likes to do that, I always assume you're automatically invited because I would assume that. And then I'm like, yo, like, all the time, you're going, right? And you're like, going to what?
What are you talking about?
That's happened so many fucking times.
All the time. And I'm like,
I think every event.
I always assume you're invited. And so I'm like, oh, we're going to this thing where we, like, do a lot of drugs and drink a lot of alcohol. And you're like, I'm all set.
Are you like... how long did it take you to get over the night of my 20th?
Oh, man.
What? It took...
Because it seemed like I haven't seen you drink even half the amount you drank that night.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Can we do drunk
Did that
cast?
scar you, like, permanently?
No. Yes and no. I just don't want that to happen again.
Can we do drunk cast next week? Please?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
As long as we can do Peppercast eventually.
Okay.
I think it's just, you used to be putting up something never happened.
Not really good at Peppercast.
Not good to do that.
Tyler can't hear us because my hands.
Yeah.
My mouth.
As it is.
He can't see our mouths. He can't hear
guys,
our
the
words.
mic can't hear you because it can't see your mouth.
If you don't look at the mic, if you don't talk at the mic, you can't hear you. That's basically how it is.
We all like huddle like 2 inches from the mic. Just, like we're basically kissing the entire time we're talking. Like anyway, so.
Okay. No.
Come on, Derek, your dad's home.
That he's walking away worse, I'm guessing.
Do you guys have any ways that you like to like
withdraw from large crowds very quickly.
Is it what's a large crowd?
Just keep your voice down. I'm trying to do like a quiet.
I can't talk quiet because my speech impediment is.
Come closer.
You know, I think I just figured out why I talk loud.
Come feel my energy.
My speech impediment is worse when I talk less. So the louder I talk, then...
Okay. So everybody can laugh at you. So come on, come close. feel the energy.
I hate large crowds because I don't like a lot of people in the same area. You would call that a crowd, like when I was in Paris, and
that's what a crowd is.
I hate it because it gives me anxiety, and the worst fucking thing is waiting in line for anything. I hate waiting in line because I'm from New Hampshire where there's like 8 people, right. So I never have to wait in line ever. And when I have to wait in line, I get cranky.
You know who's the first one in line? I am. Yeah. Or the guy in front of me, and that's it.
Population, us, and our parents.
I went up to Attitash with Cody G the other day. Mm-hmm. It was good riding. But I really, really... It weirds me out driving through, like, northern... I guess northwestern as well as northeastern New Hampshire. Because, like, northeastern New Hampshire is, like, it gets into Maine. And, like, that's, like... where you have your fucking northeastern New Hampshire is where you have like your like your crack dens and but in nice houses, and then northwestern New Hampshire is where you have Our Town. Remember reading Our Town in high school? We were in the same English class, probably.
Yeah, no, well, it depends on which grade.
We were in senior year, junior year. Our Town by Thornton Wilder. Have you ever read it?
Yeah, I did, but so what happened was I was in senior English during my junior year.
Yeah, you switched that up. Okay,
yeah, because of my scheduling.
Okay, so we weren't.
But yes, I did read it.
So northwestern New Hampshire, like close to Vermont, is like those towns. It's so funny seeing these like weird like hilly areas, and like they have a poster for like save the town, like the village store. Like here's our donation run to say like this store has kept our village alive for this many years, and it's like super traditional. It's like walking back in time. It's actually really similar to going to Salem and seeing the witch trials and all that.
That was
like,
cool.
Yeah, that like brick construction, and up here is all these like colonial era houses built in these streets that accommodated like
a
horse and carriage. Yeah,
a horse.
A horse.
Well, Pittsfield is weird because
Pittsfield is old.
Back then, but back then it was so big that it almost won't beat Concord out to be the capital of New Hampshire way back when.
I heard something about that.
Yeah.
Is
well,
that true?
so
yes.
So, to get to the other side, to Barnstead and all that, you had to go through Pittsfield originally, and then
because it's 28,
and then Route 28 came in.
Oh.
So Route 28
was 107 the thing that was there before, and you had to go through that to get to Route 4.
Yeah,
I bet you that's what it was. Because that's a trucking route.
Well,
that makes a lot of sense.
Well, because back when my great grandfather was still alive, when I was a kid, he'd take me in his truck and he'd drive all around Pittsfield saying what used to be here, what used to be there.
Really?
We'd go through the woods.
So he's like old native.
Yeah, he was in World War II.
Right, but old native to Pittsfield.
Oh, yes. Well, there was this thing where he actually changed his last name to Bishop because he's
Pittsfield.
He's super French. No,
Mr. Pittsfield.
His last name was Mr. Pittsfield.
Captain Pittsfield.
But yeah, there's these. This is the history part of me because I actually keep a family tree.
I think
for both
Crazy
of my
Carl
family.
is Mr. Pittsfield. Sorry, keep going.
Is he dead yet?
No.
I thought Demetri was Mr. Pittsfield.
Dragons don't die, you fucking idiot.
They
They're
just get
immortal,
reincarnated.
actually.
Yeah,
that's another.
That was the
point.
worst part, though, when adventurers would come up down south and try to take on the Dragon of Pittsfield.
See what happens. Ooh.
They go to the town pool, go into the cave, with Carl sleeping on top of it.
What were you saying, though?
Damn you, dragon! You will not suffer this town any longer.
Your grandfather was old, and he said, "What used to be here."
I just walked into a cave. Carl's not moving his mouth, and he just hears in his brain, "You fool! You have come for me." It's just a guy in all it's like 2005. He's in all in armor and a shield and sword.
If there's anybody that's capable of like telepathic control, it's Crazy Carl.
You fool! You have come for me.
You know what's so weird is I can visualize that perfectly.
I know.
Absolutely perfectly.
Like a guy swimming into like
yeah,
and then going to a cave and there's a giant cave full of gold from Pittsfield.
Right. Or like everybody's jerseys they lost over the years.
Yes.
Crazy Carl we talked about in a couple episodes long time ago.
He got arrested for
having
having a samurai sword and running around Pittsfield with it.
When?
way back.
That was a long time ago.
But he was just walking the sandwich sword with it on the hilt, like with his hand like this. I'm like, dude, you can't fucking.
I'm like, go man, that side.
He was a weeb before it was cool.
Do you remember that video of the train samurai when it was these two guys were like scrapping on the subway or whatever, and there was this guy with hang on, let me put the ponytail up.
Because they can see this.
Yeah, good visual.
No, it's important for you. Because he's wearing a black trench coat and he has a ponytail. He's on the subway, he pulls out a fucking katana and goes, "Come Sai!" And then the video ends.
No.
Yeah. We gotta watch it right now.
Oh, no, wait.
Hold on,
Wait till the end of the podcast. And then, so let's talk about my grandfather again. I'll bring it back.
Thanks.
Sorry. So he'd take me for trips, and like we'd be in the middle of the like driving through like this old abandoned like in the middle of the woods where there's no house or anything. You'd be like, see that over there, and there's just giant rubble of bricks, and goes, that used to be the post office I used to work at. And then
Wait, where?
In Pittsfield. I don't remember exactly. I was like 8, dude.
Oh.
But it's the rubble's still got to be there.
Oh shit.
But then he'd drive around.
Across 28 or like the side?
I don't remember at all. I just remember being in the truck with a little Pomeranian dog Spike in the middle.
I'm picking up.
So we're driving around, and then we went to this other place. He goes, there used to be a bowling alley here, and then and then across from Bell Brothers there used to be a movie theater.
Right.
And then so the bowling alley, a movie theater. There was like there's a post office way over there, and there was just like it was like the place to go and like have fun and shit.
I should actually show you, because back when I lived at my old house in front of the school, we had this one closet that when we moved, we finally cleaned out, and we were kind of just storing stuff in there. And we found stuff that was not ours. And we found this really old map of Pittsfield from, like, I think circa 19, or maybe 18...
Like old or like really old?
Real old. Like a good old map.
Like 19th century old.
Yeah. I think, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Might be like really early, like 1900s.
Right.
But I should show you that, because...
That's fucking awesome. I would totally want to see that.
Because it doesn't even have 28, that map.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I want to see that.
Well, my dad has a really old picture of all the teams hanging out at Drake's Field. In this 1920s era, like baseball players and shit.
Some leatherheads playing football.
The map had, I don't know if you know exactly, but you know where the school is now. That's still an orchard on the map.
That's crazy. Well,
orchard?
That's what the high school.
Well,
the high school in that area, it used to be an apple orchard.
Well, my grandmother was telling us about the schoolhouse used to go to. It was just a house.
Yeah.
And
with like a wood stove in it.
Yeah, and it was like kindergarten through like 8th grade that she used to go to.
Did you guys ever go to that burned down, you know where this new storage place is next to Bell Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever go in that burned down house, burned down there?
No.
Oh, dude, it was awesome.
Yeah, why didn't that got taken down and something else popped up there?
It did.
That could be, what?
Isn't that where the storage place is now?
Are you talking about the burnt down house on
Main
Street?
that is a storage place.
Where Elm Street connects to Main Street.
You know the place with the graffiti and shit across from town players?
Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
Did that get taken? That's where the storage is now.
No, it's a big storage.
That is storage unit.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I went.
But
in,
that used to be
there.
abandoned forever.
Yes,
though.
I went in there, and it was really wild. I felt like I was actually in like Dead Space or something, because there was these god rays coming through the side.
Yeah, there was a ton of holes in the top.
Yeah, it was a super old metal building.
Combined with completely quiet, completely still.
In the dead of Pittsfield.
Like dust and horrible shit I shouldn't have been breathing in, like drifting
right next to Murder Bridge.
Tetanus everywhere.
Drifting through the air, and I'm like, there's like also a lot of bird cages in there. A lot of bird cages and dolls. And I was like stepping on the ground on the upper floor. It's like,
oh, I'm not going there.
Yeah, I was like,
there's so many people fall through that all the time.
And then Derek hears in his head, "You fool!
Do you know what you've stumbled upon?" Carl stares at you in the distance, and you see his eyes change like to cat eyes. A tail emerges from his trench coat.
You know, I could
all
smell
the light
you before you even walked in here.
All the light in the building just evaporates.
Yeah. There's candles.
No, all the god rays coming in have just sealed off.
His hand, and he goes like this, and just.
This is truly Crazy Carl's domain.
I haven't seen that guy since I was like 12.
Yeah, last time I heard.
Yeah,
about
because
him,
they took his lair away.
Last time I heard about him, he taught Ryan how to hatch dragon eggs in the fire at homecoming.
It's like phoenixes.
What?
No.
Phoenixes.
No.
Well, he was incubating a dragon egg. It's a little bit different.
In his ass.
You could see it right there in the fire. All you had to do was dance.
Yeah.
Then you could see it.
Had to summon the dragon lord to
It's amazing he was
the
still
egg.
allowed to be on school property.
Well, we don't
think-
seem to care too much about that. About that sort of thing.
Yeah, Pittsfield, like, I look back.
He wasn't harming
I look,
anybody.
Pittsfield's solution is don't keep Crazy Carl off the property. Give all the students mace.
Yeah,
Like, that's the
and
idea.
that-
He wasn't harming anyone.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You never know.
There's no way he had to be on a set of like, because people made fun of him all the time. Like, he got fucking roasted by 8-year-olds constantly.
Which is like scary to think about. Like an old man with no like restraint or like mental restraint rather. It's like 8-year-olds making fun of him.
It just,
That is kinda spooky.
it just reminds me of like fucking Jim Jeffries, where it's like you want all the teachers to have guns. Do you remember when you were a kid and the subject company like, we're gonna make her cry today? Like,
Yeah.
why would you want to give someone like that a gun?
Don't give them
Did I
a-
show you the video of a
Yes,
girl caught hand?
and did I tell you? Okay, we'll
Pictures
tell
that
Daren about it in a
fucking-
second. But I told that tweet bombed and nobody liked it because I don't have any followers. But
That'd been fucking hilarious too.
tell Daren about it.
You tell him you better stories than me.
Okay, we saw. Are
You
you surprised?
I ruined it.
You sent me a video of this teacher fucking lost it and like forced a student to come up and cut his hair. And,
Wait. How old is this video? Because I might have seen it.
Recently.
It's recent.
Oh, never mind.
Well,
I saw like an older one.
I don't know if it's recent, but he sent it to
Teachers
me
lose
recently.
their minds
So
constantly.
she's like cutting his hair, and then he's like, "Wait!" All the kids are like laughing, like, oh,
Yeah.
"Wow, this is fucking weird," because he's like sitting down,
Yeah.
and then he like gets up, and she's belting out the Star Spangled Banner, and
Ooh, that's creepy.
really creepy, and then like walks toward a girl with scissors, and she's like, "I don't want you to cut my hair," and reaches for her hair with scissors, and all the kids are like, "Oh fuck!" and like just like book it.
And they're just laughing their asses off the whole time they're running, and kind of crying too.
Did you hear it?
It was kinda crying
It
too,
was.
right?
I heard it. I was like,
More
I was listening. I was like,
screams.
are they laughing or crying? And they were going, ha! Oh,
Yeah, yes,
oh
exactly.
my god! Like, wait, did that really happen? Like,
Yeah.
she chased him with scissors.
Really-
I know.
So they went with the Catholic route and just changed her name and took her somewhere else.
To a different school where she could reach
She's
out
now
in
a
the same
nun.
fashion.
Oh,
But,
yeah,
like,
that's
she's-
kind of dark.
That is pretty dark.
That's a 2001
You guys
joke
wanna
for
do
all you
music?
people. Oh, is it that time already?
I mean, it doesn't have to end the episode, but we're at 50 minutes.
I'm enjoying this.
This
Let's
is
keep going.
fucking.
We have-
Please, by all means.
Have you met your grandparents before?
Have I met them?
Yes. Like, did you ever like how old were you when they died?
When they all died, when the first one
First
died,
one.
When the first one died. Let's see, 7.
How about you? Well, how old was your mom?
So
My dad's dad was already dead, and then my mom's.
So here's the thing: my mom is adopted. So I met
Her.
I met her adopted mother. I don't think I ever met.
her biological.
I know that I've never met her biological parents, but I've met her adoptive mother. I don't think I met her adoptive father, and I don't recall ever meeting my dad's side, my dad's parents,
Right.
because I think they died when I was super young or when Dominic was super young. I can't remember.
I was in 8th grade when my great grandfather passed away, which is kind of weird,
Amazing.
isn't it?
Well, your family had kids really young.
Oh, my grandmother had my mom at 18, and my mom had me at 20. So it's like, bam, like my grandmother's 61.
Your grandmother's 61?
61.
What?
My mother's
Yeah.
62.
Yeah.
My dad is like 52.
My mom is 40.
See,
my
you're like-
mom's 43.
That's actually
Just
kind of
turned
cool.
44, actually.
Your parents had kids like mad. Like your fucking baby bear. Your parents had kids really young.
Yep.
The Papa Bear. Wait. Oh, I got it back. I was trying to do a Goldilocks analogy. Anyhow, old parents, young parents, relatively
yeah.
oldish,
I would,
Somewhat.
I would
but
say
normal
average,
parents.
yeah. And then, like, another weird thing is my mom, when her family, she has 3 sisters. It was Carrie, Candace, Casey, and Courtney.
Why would you do that?
And
to
my
yourself?
dad, all their middle names were Lee.
That's
My-
a family.
Yeah, my dad had 2 brothers, and he is Robert, Ryan,
Bobbert.
Ryan,
Brian.
and Rodney, and their all middle names are Lee. And then all my cousins' names are Lee. My middle name's Lee. Kyle's James.
Really?
Kyle James Stockman.
That's the title for the episode. Kyle James Stockman.
No, I think they nailed it perfectly. Like, when he was born, they knew that he was automatically an asshole.
Automatically different from the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
If you look at my family, if you exclude my dad's kids, so Don and Teresa, out of my mom's kids and the kids that they had together, there are 2 J's, 2 D's, and 2 K's.
I wish they had one more that was just completely like a Z.
No, well, there's if you count Don and Teresa, there's a T, and then there's a 3rd D.
Oh, okay.
But going off of just like the family, like my mom's family, and then my dad and mom, not counting Don and Teresa. Although I don't know about you. Do you guys have siblings?
Nope.
Siblings?
No, Bruce never had kids.
Huh?
Bruce never had kids. My dad's gonna die alone. So.
And my parents
Okay. Well, because I don't know how you would think of it, but I was raised to just because a lot of people are like, "Oh, how many brothers do you have?" I'm like, "Oh, here's all of them," and I have.
They're like, Jesus Christ!
No.
And they stopped listening a while ago.
No. And I'm like, here's all of them. And they're like, but they have a different last name, so they're your half-brothers. I'm like, no, they're my brothers. I was raised to always...
treat them as your brothers.
Yeah.
And shit.
And my dad treats Jory and Jared as his sons still.
And Jory and Jared
are my mom's...
But don't you spend the most time with your dad out of all the other brothers, though, and sisters?
Huh?
Don't you spend the most time with your dad out of everyone else?
My dad
though?
lives down in
He
Florida.
lives himself, dude.
But I remember you telling stories about his fucking, like, knife cane and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just stories out of...
So, were you with your brothers and sisters while you were with
He's
him?
not
with that stuff, or
estranged
was it
from
just
his
Yeah, no. It was
Not
my
saying
dad.
that.
My dad would visit every Sunday, and so he would take me, Keegan, and Kaylee, and depending if Dominic was free, then we would all go out.
Fuck, I remember the
as a Sunday trip to be with my dad, because that's when we got to hang out with him.
I remember the good old times when I was like 12, where Dom always had a gigantic jug of Mountain Dew, and he was always at Drake's Field. You went to Drake's Field, fucking Dominic was gonna be there.
Dominic's there with a 2-liter.
Yeah, with
gross.
a fucking massive yo, what's up? What's that? Mountain Dew, baby.
Yeah.
When are you not in Drake's Field? I'm like, I'm always in Drake's Field.
Yeah.
I remember-
in Drake's Field.
My idea was of fun for like 3 weeks in high school was going to Drake's Field, chugging a 2-liter of Sprite and eating 6 bananas and throwing up everywhere.
I remember
Why that
Remember when you did
specific
that?
amount of
'cause
bananas?
That was just like the best time.
They did the Sprite Banana Challenge way back when, where you drink a whole liter of Sprite and you'd eat bananas
Maybe
first.
not 6 bananas, but
But you'd eat a lot of bananas, and you'd drink Sprite until you puked.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
What?
Yeah.
No, it's cool.
Well, and like for New Year's way back when, it was me, Matt.
Thank God I just stayed in my house.
It was me, Matt.
Daren doesn't really like to do the things that we do.
I did a ton of stupid shit. Like me, Matt, and Seth, we played rock paper balls. You ever heard of that game?
Does it involve rock, paper, scissors, and then punching in the balls?
Yeah. So, but you have 2 guys, one in the middle.
Yeah.
2 guys have, you take the pillowcases off, you put them over their heads so they can't see anything, and they do rock, paper, scissors, but they don't know who won, and whoever loses gets their nuts fucking destroyed right in the middle. So you're like, oh no, did I lose, did I win?
So it's all blindfolded.
Yeah, so you can't see if you won or lost, and the guy in the middle
Shit,
goes,
dog.
oh, you lost. Wham!
I feel like that would be good with like not a nut destroying punch because like
No, it's more like a soft tap.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Even,
that's good.
even if you softly
that's
tap.
good.
But I also went through a phase whenever someone ever asked me to pass the controller, I would just throw them out their nuts as hard as I could. That's happened to Derek. I did that to you. We played Minecraft, like you pass the controller, yep, wham! Oh, dude, what the fuck?
I think you hit me in the knee with it at one point. No, it's like, what were you trying to do?
I've hit you in the knee, the nuts, I've hit you like right in the fucking knuckles. I destroyed this man with controllers.
Dude, what Cody and I would do when we were like, we're playing disc golf, we're chilling. A common pastime: sit on the ground, spread your legs as wide as you can, and sit like a couple feet apart. And the only rule is the hacky sack has to go above the head, and you can't move.
That'd be amazing. It's an amazing game.
So you wear like you pull your pants up to like your package really tight, and you have to throw the hacky sack above your head and then arc over their head and then smack right down onto their fucking balls, and you have to like wait for it to hit you and like you like can't flinch and it hits you in the fucking dick and it's fun.
What? Fucking what?
Daren, we boys played in the mud when we were kids.
What other shit did I do?
I had my PlayStation 2 and I was set.
Yeah, but do you guys know Robin Bartlett?
Yeah.
You know me and him was just me and him for like 60 years, all summer, every summer.
Wait, what?
I used to live with the Bartletts.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Why?
No shit. When my mom and my dad broke up when I was like 5, I think. Nancy, his mom, is best friends with my mother, so she lived with them for a year. And then every summer after that, they'd hire a babysitter, and it'd just be me and Rob. And then in 7th grade, Rob was like a freshman. My mom just let Robbie babysit me, so just me and him constantly.
Fucking awful.
He taught me every bad thing I've known my entire life as a kid. He taught me everything.
That's your older brother influence, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of true.
I had my older brother.
And now we see what you passed off to Kyle.
No,
Kyle kind of does his own thing.
Kyle's learned everything completely by himself.
Yeah, he did good on the He did good on the show.
He did do really good on the show.
To him talk.
He was
his little mush mouth.
He's very quiet though.
He is very quiet.
Have you heard my dad talk before though? My dad mumbles quite a bit too.
Upon trying very hard,
Yeah,
yes, I have.
A lot of my family is mumblers. My mom, you can understand everything she's saying, but she doesn't shut the fuck up ever. She'll just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah.
Like me.
My dad's side of the family is a whole bunch of talkers, and so there's a thing that we kind of have a joke of is like, if you said goodbye, or if you're going to go say goodbye, you're gonna stay for another hour.
See, yeah, I hate families like that. I don't mean it like that. Maggie's family is just like that, and it drives me fucking crazy. So,
see, I hate family.
no, I do, because Maggie, when she's saying bye, because I want to fucking leave, they'll take 2 hours just talking still. With my family, it's leaving, bye, and I walk out. But my family also sees each other constantly, so it's not like a meet-up. It's more like, yo, what's up, I'm leaving.
I witnessed a conversation between Tyler and his dad the other day. Tyler was asking him if he was using the Xbox so that we could play it and play Red Dead. And he says, hey, using the Xbox? No, I'm watching the game, but it'd be better if my son came over. Yeah, well, fuck you. You still owe me $10. All right, bye.
No, it was 100. You still me money.
No, it's $100.
I'm just chilling out with my dad. I'm like, yeah, but your dad probably doesn't. You probably don't owe your dad money. You fucking loser.
No, hanging out with my dad. Wait, what?
And it's hard too, because Maggie's family is the complete opposite. Where they're very lovey and like in touch with emotions and like, oh, what's wrong, sweetie?
Well, not her dad though.
No, but her mom is like that. And but their dad though, like if there's like he tries to be sweet, even though he's not a sweet person.
But it's like weird.
Yeah, it is. With my family, it's not weird, but there's just like no like emotion or love in the family. It's kind of like we're just
everybody's at gunpoint constant.
Yeah, everybody's in a Mexican like an emotional standoff. Like,
gun to your head. What is wrong with you?
You can just bring up the news, and then we end up hurting each other's feelings by saying really mean shit, and then we just end up leaving. And like, okay, I'm heading back downstairs. Fuck you, mom. And I go downstairs.
And it's like, oh, cool, but like, you don't want to hang out with them. It's
no,
like nobody's feelings are actually hurt. It's
no,
like,
but one conversation will always end up in us like being mean to each other.
Yeah,
always.
Yep.
It's kind of nice.
You know, I just kind of like it at the end of the day.
And Maggie's like, why do you like this? I'm like, dude, you see my family. It's pretty obvious.
If you've lived with it for this long, you get comfortable.
She's like, you're not very romantic. I'm like, what do I have to fucking go off of for romance? Like, you explain that.
Tyler, I can teach you how to love.
Oh, baby.
All right, it is getting late though.
Okay, yeah. Pick a song. Oh yeah, I gotta show you this music video.
It's time to go home.
I gotta show you this music video.
Yeah, sure.
It's called. Yeah, I don't like the song. I just think it's funny. Have you heard of Poppy?
Yes.
The one girl singer.
No, the YouTube weirdo.
Is it a girl?
It's Poppy.
Yes.
Hi everybody.
Yes.
Welcome back to my channel.
She's a musician.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really fucking famous now, apparently. I did not know
that.
Actually think there's like a screw loose.
I know. I followed her videos like back in the day when she like released videos like the pain never ends. Like that's the whole video.
No, yeah, but I actually think she's like crazy though.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Oh yeah,
no, I'm totally with you on that.
It's Poppy, but the thing is called X. And it's just a really fucking interesting music video.
I'll check that out because
I'm gonna show you right after, so you'll see it.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
I don't have a song as of right now.
That's okay.
I have to find the name of it, so you go.
Right. Dude, this week, I want to suggest Amphetamine by Smino. I think I showed it to you in the car.
I love that drug.
You did. 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, 7-minute song, and like, I actually still haven't stopped hitting repeat on that. I've been like finding new things about it, and it's a really long rap song. That
you had some really cool beats going on when I came in, just really relaxing.
Yeah,
stuff.
That was an awesome Spotify radio station that had shit from like Atlas and No Idea and
Atlas is pretty popular. I know that band.
It's a rapper.
Oh, I thought it was a band.
He did like Valentine. I'll show you some Atlas after, but Yeah, Amphetamines by Smino, really good. Changes it up halfway through the song. That's really fucking cool.
I love songs that do that.
What do you mean?
The song kind of ends, and then it starts up at a different beat that's kind of similar, and then he has some different rappers on it. So it's basically 2 songs in one song.
Kind of reminds me of like Sicko Mode.
Of what?
Sicko Mode.
Of Sicko Mode. So, but it's like kind of the same song structure.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But
That sounds like some Kanye shit.
I know.
Because I thought what you were saying, like, it totally switched genres, basically.
Not at all.
Okay.
Just like faded out and faded back in.
One podcast, we gotta have me and Derek arguing about if Kanye is actually a genius or not.
Have you peeped his Twitter recently?
Hilarious.
Wait, which side is which on?
He
We'll find out next time on Slightly Marvel.
Him and Drake don't get along at all. Like, at all. And Drake just sent him a text saying, can I use this song as a sample? And on his Twitter, he just spammed the message over and over and over. Like, dude, I'm not fucking giving you shit. Fuck you. And like, he's going off on
Got big beef then. That's fucking weird.
But yeah, so I've been working on something, and the music that I've been listening to in the background has been mostly Sugar Ray. Actually,
Really?
Yeah.
I have an old Sugar Ray CD I should listen to. Shit.
Kind of like Uncle
Which
Cracker,
song?
right?
Every Morning
Shut up. Everyone.
is the one for me. But
Yeah.
Sugar Ray.
yeah,
It's an awesome album.
it's just very relaxing music.
Fuck yeah, man.
Super, super relaxing, and that.
So fucking relaxing. So relaxing.
That's why this is awful.
So, everyone, let's have a talk here. Derek, when are you going to shut this off? I have nothing to say whatsoever.
Let him ride it out.
Make out with my mic.
I'm going to do whatever I want, Darren.
So loud. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
Lick my mic.